Hello my friends and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well. It's really good to have you here. So today this pick a card reading is the sister reading to another reading that I'll be releasing alongside it, which is what new cycles are beginning for you. The other reading was what old cycles are ending for you, and this one is what new cycles are beginning for you. I wanted to dedicate a reading to each of these subjects because I thought that they were worth exploring. So here we are. We've got 3 piles to choose from, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. Pile 1 is this Nooreena Jasper. Pile 2 is this Lemurian Jade. And pile 3 is this Ulexite. So, pile 1, Nooreena Jasper. 2, Lemurian Jade. And pile 3, the Ulexite. Now, do take a moment to pause the video if you wish. Some of you may have come from the other reading as well. It doesn't matter which one you do first. It's just good to have you here, and they're really good to watch together. So, yeah, take advantage of this. And timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So, what new cycles are beginning for you right now? And it's really interesting with you having chosen this beautiful Nooreena Jasper. This is a particular Jasper that's only available in one area of the world, and that is in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. And basically, it encourages you to employ optimistic perspectives and more constructive attitudes towards nature, so that it can help you to go forward with your willpower as well as remaining true to your purpose. It's also known as a boulder stone, so it's also really good for it usually gets found, I think, alongside particular stones such as diamonds or precious stones. And it helps you to develop your own natural instinct in a way that can help you to make the correct decisions for yourself. So it also instigates a sense of like a sense of prophecy. So and also new direction. So what I'm thinking is that you have managed to, or feeling even, you have managed to gain knowledge from a space which may not really be the common place of where people get knowledge. So it's from a very particular place, a place that's really spoken to you, and you've managed to transform this into something very special that's been just purely you and your own manifestation of this knowledge. It's a very protective Jasper as well, and it's just such an interesting Jasper. I remember getting it, and I forgot the name of it, and I can't believe that it's actually got my name in it, but and also one of my friends' names in it, which is really interesting. But there's something quite personalized about this stone. So there's something about you being able to harness the energy that was only really available to you. It wasn't about that, you know, people go to like a sacred site and then they get downloads and whatnot. This is about you finding magic in the experiences that you've had and being able to attribute them to your spiritual growth and understanding. Yeah, because I just got the thought of like, a lot of people go to the sacred sites such as Egypt or Peru or certain sacred places all over the world, but this says to me that you've really managed to make something your own that is very unusual. People don't know about this too much. They don't really understand it too much, and you've managed to connect to this space in a way that, or with those kind of with those energies more so in a way than others have done previously. This is very, very personal. Okay, so what new cycles are starting for you? So we've got Destiny Path. Omnia unus est. Wow. Let me just double check what that means. So this saying is, all is one and everything is connected. And we have the Philosopher's Stone, which is this symbol here. And then, which is the triangle and the circle, and then the circle on the inside. And then we have bees, which represent pollination, the all-seeing eye, which oversees everything. And then we have these two snakes here, which are known as king snakes. And these snakes eat other snakes. So, and we've got the number 8 here. So there's something here about you kind of stepping truthfully into your power, pile 1. It's like taking the step towards making the active. It's taking the path towards making that step towards the manifestation of your real and true desires. That's what I'm getting here, pile 1. Very powerful. It was reversed though, right? I think it was reversed. I'm not sure. If it wasn't reversed, then let's stick with that. But I think it was reversed. And if that's the case, then there's something that you're maybe denying yourself, that you may be ready to take this path. Whatever it is, this path is waiting for you to take it. And it's waiting for you to step into it. If it's upright, then it means that you're on it. If it's reversed, then I would say that you're not. So I might need to, I'm not sure. I'm going to take it as reversed because I think it was reversed. So let's keep that there. Yeah, because I think like there's some kind of trepidation, maybe fear about what it is that you want to do and go ahead and move forward into. Let's just have a look. Okay, folks, so it was reversed. Had to double check. So let's have a look at your other cards that you have here. What are you transforming? What new cycles are you entering? We've got fog, nebula. Okay, well then that makes sense. So we've got 8, 30, 39. Enlightenment of the crown chakra. We've got another number 8. 2 + 6. Look at that. And a moth came out to come and see you, and I just swiped it out the way. Crone. Oh, look, it's come back to visit you. Yeah. And then we've got the hare. Cycles. Can't make this stuff up, can you? So we've got number 4, we've got the crone. So you are at the end of a cycle for sure. If you haven't gone and seen the other video about what cycle is ending for you, go see it. Because I think it'd be really useful for you to look at, to see what's going on right now. Because I feel like you know that you're at a stage where you are advancing in your development, but there is something else that needs to kind of, you're having to close something out completely. And I don't think that you are a beginner at this sort of stuff. I think you actually understand it really well. But there's something standing in the way of you being able to kind of hook onto this new path, this new cycle. And the awareness of this being a new cycle is very important. Like it's very prevalent. So let's have a look at what exactly is going on. Because I feel like this is to do with your spiritual development. I feel like this is to do with your understanding in terms of purpose, your life purpose. I think maybe some of you had thought that you had already done quite a lot of work already. And I mean, I can say I've done quite a lot of work, but I still feel like a baby. I still feel like somebody who's just literally just started on the path every day. I've been doing this stuff for years. So it just kind of never ends. But sometimes, you know, you get a little bit cocky and you think, oh yeah, like I've been through this, so I know the process. I know what's going on. You can't tell me, you know, which is true. I can't tell you, but the universe can tell you, can't it? Right, okay, so we've got the Tower reversed. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We've got Death. We've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Pentacles. The High Priestess. And then, oh God, all right. The Magician reversed. And then the Eight of Swords. That was far too many cards, but we're here now, so let's just get on with it. Right, so we've got Eight of Swords reversed, Magician reversed, High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and then we have Death and then the Tower reversed. This is about your sense of understanding and how you use your power in a way that actually is beneficial rather than trying to manipulate. So, you know, there's a lot of talk within the spiritual community about manifestation. And, you know, we think that we kind of fully understand the ideas of manifestation and, yeah, we can manifest whatever we want. I think we can to a certain extent, but sometimes when we try to bend the will of things that really aren't meant for us, like I remember I really wanted to be an actor. Like I am an actor, but like I really wanted to be a successful actor and on movie screens and stuff like that. And I you know, there's when I started to do more research into it for coaching, I realized that there was a particular degree of actors. So you've got like 5 to 10% of actors that actually do well in the profession. I think it's similar for all artists, to be fair, like performing artists and things like that. They've got a certain je ne sais quoi that is very specific to them. Now, not to say that nobody can't get that, but it's a particular sense of it's a particular quality that is only specific to those people. And if you try to be something that you're not to get to a place, which I think I did something quite similar, you know, tried to fit into a box and kind of didn't care about it as well, didn't care about what was going on. Like I didn't really care. I was a little bit more ruthless with it, shall we say. Started to get somewhere, started to get some really good roles and jobs and bits and pieces. But then I realized it wasn't really for me. And I think, you know, sometimes, you know, when you hear those stories of people that do really well in like business or whatever, and then they find out that, you know, they want to do something else that's actually more meaningful, that actually provides some kind of service. That's what's happening here. And I think it's really interesting because you go from the magician reverse to the high priestess. So there's almost like a degree of intuition that gets triggered by this sense of manipulation that's happening. Now, I don't know if this is to do with you. The first instance I got, because of the kind of like top thing that we've got here, which says to me that you're in an advanced stage, I would say this is you. So I think that there's something that maybe you've managed to release yourself from some kind of thing where you felt that you've gone through something, and then you started to get a little bit cocky about it. And then what's happened is then now you've started to see, actually, there's more to this. You've stayed, you kind of like stopped your movement so that you can kind of really analyze this and really kind of see what's going on. And it's destabilizing. Very destabilizing, because it's almost like it's almost like a part of your shadow has come back to like come back up. Now, actually, let me finish this. And then you've got death, which means that it will transform, and then the Tower reversed. I think there'll still be some more work to do, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, now the reason why this could be the work that you are about to embark upon, right? And you could be a little bit nervous about it, which is why that was reversed. Because the whole thing about the Philosopher's Stone is about how the stone was able to transmute things into gold, you know, base metals into gold. And if it's reversed, that means that it's not working. And we've got, you know, enlightenment, the crone, and awareness of cycles. You know, you've got high level stuff going on here. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of just starting on this path. No, you've got the t-shirt and the mug and the key ring and the photo. You've got it all. But there's just something that's blocking your way here. Now, I don't know, it could be an external influence. I'll find out in a minute. But I want to sit with this a little bit longer. Because I don't know, there's a real sense of transformation going on here with the death cards. You've got some excellent cards here with the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. I'm just getting a really good vibe from those. It's almost like whatever this trigger is, now whether or not it's you or it's someone else, maybe it's some manipulative behavior from someone else that's triggered you into a space that's made you think, oh God, like I'm still attracting these kind of people into my life. What's going on? Or I'm still like attracting these situations into my life. What's going on? I need to like hang on a minute and consolidate my resources and really look at what I've got, and then kind of understand that this kind of influence or whatever it is destabilizing me. So this could be someone else. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but I don't know. It just came initially as you. And then you're able to transform it. Like, you're able to transform it, which matches perfectly with this, and also with the fact that you're about to enter this stage, because, you know, it takes a certain level of awareness to do that, you know. A baby isn't aware of how to dress itself, you know. It's that kind of thing, you know. There needs to be a little bit of time to mature and grow into someone who can actually tie their own shoelaces. So it's that kind of effect. But I don't know if, like, maybe the fact that you can tie your own shoelaces may have got to your head a little bit. I don't know. And then you realise how much of a child you actually are in this vast expanse of this universe when you come back on this cycle. And that's where the tower comes in, because you're like, right, okay, the tower really hasn't truly fallen. So you're literally looking at more aspects to there may be, I don't know yet, we'll find out, but there may be some kind of like more delving into the shadow that will cause you to go even further. Okay. All right, let's have a look at some more cards. Wow, this is an amazing reading already. The nebula and the fog. Like, why? What is going on? Why? Like, I don't know if you've walked into the fog or if the fog has just appeared around you. I think the fog has appeared around you. And you're like, I thought I was here. Oh, well, this is fine. I'm fine. I know what's going on. And it's actually, no, this is a different kind of thing. Okay, right. I'm going to use a particular analogy that I hope you'll get, but, you know. So, and I think I've mentioned it before. But in meditation stages, you do particular things. For example, you do one-pointed, single-focused, you know, meditation where you're meditating on one thing. They do something in transcendental meditation where they focus on one mantra. Now, this is known as one of the 8 jhanas. I don't know which one. It's one of the first 4, at least, which means that this is a symbol and also a marker in terms of like where your actual spiritual development is going. You know that you've gotten somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Because when you start doing that work, you start to notice things that are a little bit freaky, and then it's like, oh, actually, this is what's happening. So when you get to this stage, right, particular stage of one-pointed focused attention, you enter something which is known, I've never really heard it being referred to anywhere else, but in the Goenka tradition of Vipassana, it's known as Bhanga. Now, this means that there's a total dissolution of your body. It completely dissolves into, and mind and matter become utterly, you know, they just become as one. They're totally together. And there's no separation. And more than often than not, people think that this is enlightenment. But actually it's just quite a low stage of attainment. And that's what this feels like. This feels like you've reached Bhanga. This feels like you've reached this state of dissolution, which is so blissful. And that's the thing, we're warned quite a few times that in the meditation that if you think that you've reached like a state of enlightenment, that is also part of the process. Like it's almost like that thing where you, and you know in like movies when the hero thinks that they've gotten somewhere and then there's that massive setback, that is what it is. You know, it's almost like you think that you've won or you think you've gotten home, and it's actually, no, you're so far from it that you don't actually realize, but you have actually come some distance. So don't worry about that. Just keep on putting one foot in front of the other. And I think that that's what that's about. Because that's, yeah, 39. 39 equates to 11. 11, we've got 8, 8, 4. So, you know, you're teetering between this stage of like understanding your prowess in terms of evolution spiritually. And also how you work in the world. But then you are also, you know, you're going back and forth. You know, I think it's a case of like really sitting back and remembering that you know, there's more to learn. Okay, let's have a look at some more cards. Because this is quite an intense message to hear. Okay, so we've got the Devil reversed. The 6 of Cups reversed. Is that the 6? I think so. Yeah, it's the 6. 6 of Cups reversed. Temperance. The Goddess of Earth, which is the the Queen of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups. The 5 of Wands. And the 4 of Swords. Okay, right, this is great. So, yeah, this is the cycle. This is the cycle of you understanding what you need to do. Wow. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of Cups. Okay, wow, that's an interesting 8 of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely, you know, it's interesting. It's like, Have you heard of that thing where like people, they go on like treks or something that may be like really, or no, what is it? The majority of accidents that happen when people drive their cars actually happen really close to their house. So it's almost like the road is so familiar to you that there's this kind of taking for granted action that happens. So it's almost like you know the path so well that you think you've got it down. And this is where you have to be even more careful, because you have got it down, like full, like I can't fault you. You've got like everything in place. You understand what's going on in terms of your temptations, your triggers. You get it. You know it. You know, like, you know yourself to a really high level, which is why you got this card. You know the past and what you don't want. You want something different. You want to make a new future for yourself, and you want something different, and you're going to make it happen because you don't want to be, you want the past to be transformed. You've got the ultimate way of being able to rebalance yourself. These are minor inconveniences that you are able to temper, no problem. Even on different spiritual realms, I think. This is why you're an adept, Par 1, like a serious adept. The only thing is that there's just this magician reverse, and you know, like how it is, like they have all those stories about, no, you know what, I'm going to refer it back to The Hobbit. Like Frodo took back the ring. He was like, you know, the best person to take the ring, but then there was the whole thing with Gollum and everything, and I don't want to ruin it for like for those of you who haven't seen it, but there's a really important part where people think that he is the one to take the ring, but then he falters at the very last moment, and I'm not going to say anymore. But it's that. So it's basically making sure that you've got your checks and balances like really intact, because it could be the last hurdle that makes you falter, and then it messes up everything that you've done. Does that make sense? I think that's a really pertinent message that's coming out for you, Par 3 and Par 1. It's because usually Par 3 get these types of readings. So yeah, I'm like, wow. You've got the Goddess of Earth, which is clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. So we go one level up. So you are evolving, like totally. You really are. And what's really interesting, this figure here, you see that there? These figures were the carriers of the souls during death. So when the person died, and they were mummified, these little characters would come along, and they would carry the soul. So you're being looked after majorly. Also, I'm just noticing the lotuses on her ears as well. So there's some kind of divine, like, it's really important for you to like meditate, like whatever you need to do to get into that space where you can connect to you not making any too hasty a decision is going to be really, really beneficial for you. Then you've also got the High Priestess, clarified by the Nine of Cups. I mean, I can understand why the Magician is reversed. If you're getting everything that you want, and you're getting it how you want it, and you're really, you know, if it's coming to fruition, it can be a little bit like, you know, I mean, the original figure for the Nine of Cups is a man is sitting there with his arms folded, and he looks like the cat who's got the cream. So the ego can come into play, and the Magician reversed is that kind of imbalance in ego. And this could be because like you're able to see how far you are ahead rather than others, you know, because we've got Leo and Saturn, which kind of, is that Saturn? Yeah, Leo and Saturn. So like it's that kind of thing where you're realizing how far you've managed. Like maybe this is really easy for you. And this is something that you've been through this and you understand it, but yeah, it's a little bit, it's just tempering that. But I think you really understand your, you know, your habits, your patterns, what you do, you know, how you react in these. Maybe you know that you go into this phase and you're like, right, oh, now I see it, because the High Priestess is just straight after it. So it's almost like you know what you're doing, Par 1. And then the Eight of Swords reversed is clarified by the Four of Swords. I really do think like meditation or some kind of like ability to just stop and stay still. You're really able to do something very special with that. So the new cycle that is emerging for you, pile one, is that you're going into a state of almost like spiritually leveling up. Like really spiritually leveling up. And this in turn upgrades your life like exponentially. But then the cycle caveat is that understanding not to get too big-headed and not to get in your ego too much about it and not to get manipulative about it. Because I think you're going to start to understand how much control that you have over the situation. And that's tasty, you know? That's very tempting. So, and you have got that here. Like, it's very much here. So, that's what I'm seeing for you, pile one. That's insane. One insane reading. Right, okay, so, yeah, let's look at this. Wow. Hindrance. Fate has blocked this path for you. It was reversed. I told you, like, this is going to be, it's almost like it's too easy. You know, like that sense of, what's that saying? If something is too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah, it's a bit of that. Because you've got, I mean, everything is beneficial here. Everything is really, really good. The only thing I don't like is this Magician reversed. The Magician reversed, the Two of Pentacles reversed. And, you know, I for those of you who might be thinking that I'm a sourpuss or whatever, I'm not. I wouldn't do that, you know. I'm telling you as it is. And if this doesn't resonate with you, click on another reading or maybe go to another reader. I don't know. But, like, you've got the Tower reversed, you've got the Magician reversed. To me, those two things say that there is blockages there. And with this top one here, there's a blockage here. So there's something about you not being able to step into this new cycle. And once you recognize that it is really easy for you to go into this space, but then it's about you being able to like navigate yourself in a way, you know, we're always at risk. We're always at risk. Like, I'm going to, again, go back to Lord of the Rings because I just like watched it. You know, everybody can fall. Everybody falls. It's not just the bad guys. The good guys go as well. So it's very important to remember, you know, what, and just be on the lookout, you know, just know that amazing things are going to be happening for you soon, but just keep your wits about you and remain humble. Okay. Wow, acceptance, Archangel Nail and Pink Calcite. Acceptance. Okay, and it, am I going to read this reversed? No, I don't want to. I don't like these cards reversed. I prefer them upright. Archangel and Nail. Let me just double check something. Sorry, I just needed to clarify something because, like, oh, again, I just looked at the, when I just clicked back on my camera, it said 02442. So interesting. But anyway, Archangel Anael is also known as Haniel Archangel, which is the Archangel of Love, Venus, Archangel of Fridays. So, and also Crystal Angels 444. There's something about you having some real sense of compassion here. Compassion for those that are around you. And making sure that you hold this compassion with everyone who is not in your kind of space, or maybe at your level, you know. So, and pink calcite is a really beautiful stone. It looks a bit like Mangano calcite, which is, I don't have any here, which is really weird. Usually I would have, but that's a really beautiful soothing stone. So I don't know, maybe like triggering some kind of stuff. Just see how it goes, but just take care of yourself, okay? And then we've got 8888, achievement. You are now embracing the boundless energy of abundance and spiritual fulfillment. Trust that even the toughest challenges will be met with ease and grace as new solutions appear before you. You are basking in the radiant glow of your achievements and transcending towards a state of pure bliss. See? I mean, this is pretty sweet for you, you know, like you are having, this is a good cycle. It's almost just to like, just be balanced with it, all right? Because it's like, this is part of it. This is part of the development. And it's a really crucial stage for you. That's why I'm like being so kind of like, but I'm also Capricorn moon, so you know it's going to be natural, so sorry about that. And for those of you who are like, because I had somebody say in the comments, oh yeah, you managed to make the reading like really down and like, you know, and no, what this is saying actually is that you are amazing and that you've reached a very high stage of development and you're about to enter an even bigger stage. But then what you need to do is just be careful. It's almost like you've won the cup or you're on your way to winning the cup and now you've got to keep a hold of the cup, you know, or the award or whatever. That's how it feels. So, because there's some stuff that's going on there that still needs to be worked out. Wow. I cook with cinnamon, vanilla and cloves to encourage success and to run through my mind and body. I cook with cinnamon, vanilla and cloves. So cinnamon is warming and also generates the fire. Vanilla is soothing and cloves is also purifying to encourage success, to run through my mind and body. So there is definitely some kind of purification with warmth. And I think, you know what it is, right? You've also got an opportunity to like really help others. So I think that this is something about you developing your sense of dharma, your sense of being service to others. This might be what this is about because you've got the crone here. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, enriching and really exciting cycle for you, Par 1. It's a challenging one, I'm not gonna lie. It is a challenging one, but it's something very special. And just like with this Nooreena Jasper, it's something that only you can do because you've got to the stage that you have. So it's really powerful. Love it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, Par 1. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, morning, evening, night, whenever you're choosing to watch this. And I don't know if I said please do like, share, subscribe. Don't know what's going on with my brain, but sorry about that. But otherwise, have a beautiful day. This will probably be the last one before Christmas. So happy holidays to you, my loves. And remember, honesty is always key. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Lemurian Jade, which I didn't realise it was called this until I looked at a book for another stone and I realised it was what it was. And I will read to you a little bit about it. And then I'll go into like what's my intuition telling me about this stone in regards to these new cycles that are coming forth for you. Just making sure that that's in focus. Fabulous. Right, so these are about standing between the thresholds of two worlds. So basically it's you being able to hold strong in one side, in one space, in one dimension, and also being able to do another. Now this is actually really good for shamanic work. It's interesting, I didn't realize how many of my stones are actually really shamanic, and now looking into these for you and using them for the readings, I'm realizing how shamanic they are. These stones, which are like two-tone, they usually, when they're two different types of stone completely, which is, we've got here, I think it's like pyrite. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It would really help if it told me. It may be like pyrite and then also something else. I'm sorry, I don't know what exactly it is. But there's definitely about you walking between the worlds in that respect. It creates a shamanic anchor and activates a cosmic anchor, stabilizing your core energy field to assimilate vibrational shifts and ground earth energy changes. It helps you to walk lightly on the earth and restore the balance between nature, the planet, and humankind. It helps you to practice earth healing. It's a stone of initiation. So it helps you to basically settle into any transition into your life. And it also helps you to heal from a difficult past and stabilizes the emotions, opening your heart with instilling a sense of gratitude for what is rather than what is lacking. So it helps you to really understand also a sense of diversity, like you don't really kind of fall into the gender roles, but you do understand what everybody as a human being has to contribute to this planet. I do want to kind of highlight what we discovered with entering a new phase, because obviously that's the question. So I think this is about you really taking the best parts of everything that you've learned previously and using that to project your sense of self into this new phase. And you may be healers, tarot readers. You may be embarking on a new healing journey in terms of healing others and using your past knowledge to help others. Okay, wow. So it was reversed. Self, and we've got worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect, and we've got this cute little piggy here. And it's reversed. Now it's interesting because we've got 3 coins here. Well, it's almost 4, so you could say it's the 4 pentacles, but then you've also got 11. So it's reversed. So what I'm thinking is that this cycle is about you being able to value yourself in all of those areas with respect, value, love, and worth in a really complete way, so that you're able to give your gift in the best possible way. So let's have a look at your transformation card. Wow, Black Virgin's Milk. Okay, I think I've already got a good idea of where this is going. Blue Moon is reversed. Interesting. Very interesting. Yep, it's confirming. I don't read these upside down. I'm not going to. And it has spirituality. And we've got third eye chakra, which is there. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. 22, 11. And the last card, which is dog. And then we have a companionship. We also have Artemis here as well. And if you see that, excuse me, excuse me. Sorry. A dog. Wow. Okay. That was interesting. I don't know. I just thought about, and it's 11 as well. Wow. So you got number 11 twice, and then you got 22. We've got, what's that? That's X and L. I think that's 40. I think so. Let me just double check in the book. Okay, so yes, it is. It's number 40. So that's 4. And this is interesting because this reminds me of the 4 of Pentacles. So what I'm getting is that there's a sense of you moving into a new phase and wanting to take advantage of this new phase and really embody your power in this space. But yeah, I'm just thinking that there's a bit of trepidation about you being able to kind of like go forward and be able to kind of own your power. And what's really interesting is that I sneezed on this companionship dog card. And it just gave me a little bit of like, you know, sometimes we may be a little bit allergic to some certain things. We may react in a certain way because it's that whole thing. Being allergic to something is our body's natural reaction to, like, usually we would be fighting, like our body is trying to fight, it mistakes basically the good stuff for bad stuff, so the cells attack us. So there is a sense of you going to your instinctual self to be able to provide some kind of reassurance about what you're doing is actually right. Because with these 3 cards here, it shows me that there is a real lack of belief in oneself. You really don't believe that you're ready to take this path. You don't believe that you're ready to go forward on this. And I think it's a healing. I think it's you being able to heal others. That's what I think. And I think if you may even be trying to start up a business and say like being a healer or something like that. And there may be some deep beliefs that you don't think that you could really earn money off of something like this. I don't know. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, that's what I'm feeling even. Ooh, look at that. So many thoughts, so many things coming out. Okay. Okay, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Seven of Wands reversed. We've got the Three of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and then we've also got the Moon. I'll get one more, thanks. Nine of Swords. Okay. You really doubt yourself, pile 2. Exceptionally so. You doubt it so much that other people wonder why. They're actually blown away with why you doubt yourself so much. And it's because you got really let down previously. And I think you might be questioning your own sense of self-judgment or your own sense of self. And what that's done is stop you from actually believing in yourself. You'd much rather stick to some kind of establishment which can provide for you, because then that means that you feel a little bit more stable. So an example of this would be is if you're basically, you know that you've got to leave a company, and you know that you know there's bigger things for you on the horizon, you know that there's just so much more for you to do, but instead you would go for a job that actually is within an establishment because that makes you feel safe. The safety of the establishment is kind of what you're prioritizing over the fact of you just stepping out and doing your own thing. And you're really nervous about it. Like there's exceptional fear here, really. And I don't know, you know it, but I don't know how you're going to get through it. Because this is the thing, this is the cycle. It's almost like you're being pushed out the nest. And actually, I do know how it is. The way you will be able to do it is by you embodying this beautiful little pig. And remembering that you've made your way before. And that all of these things are internal and not external. You don't go to other people for them. You get them from yourself. That's the way that you can do it. But there is serious like mind fuckery that's going on. You're kind of like messing up with your own mind here. And then you've also got like the Seven of Wands, which means that you're not rising to the occasion because you're just so scared of it. You're scared of your own power, pile 2. And you're in a lot of pain about it. Like still, you may have think that you've gotten over it, but I don't think you have. I think there's a bit of distraction that's going on. Because the Knight of Pentacles moving, the Knight of Pentacles shouldn't be moving. Knight of Pentacles should be remaining still. And what kills it is that you know it. You know this. You know this. Like, you know that you might have outgrown a situation. You know that you need to move on. You know that you need to do these things. But it's almost like, as I'm sure I've mentioned in many of my other readings, it's the rusty nail. The rusty nail has not started to penetrate the skin just yet. You know, we kind of liken this kind of thing where people who are not moving out of situations that are essentially quite toxic for them, but it's because the situation is comfortable. And so it's like sitting on a rusty nail, but it isn't until the nail pierces through the clothing, pierces through the skin, and actually gets in. And even then, even when there's pain, sometimes it doesn't happen. And so a little bit like the frog, actually. That's a more, I think, like I think more of you have heard of that one, where the frog doesn't really know that it's in boiling water. But it actually is not really the same, because the rusty nail is that eventually you will get out. The frog in the water doesn't. Okay, so we've got the Warrior of Water reversed. We've got the Nine of Cups reversed. We've got Temperance reversed. Okay, we've got the Lovers upright. Good. We've got the Four of Swords upright, and we've got the Goddess of Water. Good. Very good. Right, okay. Bottom of the deck is the God of Fire. Yeah, I mean, you're totally apprehensive about stepping into this new phase of your life, pile 2. And I get it. I hear it. I hear it. We've all been there, you know. You know, there's a real, you know, you've got 2 knights here, so the ability to go forward is really stunted. You may be surrounded with people who are in their jobs and are quite bitter about it, and they may be able to kind of plod along with the basic necessities and be able to do what they're doing and live their lives, but they don't lead extraordinary lives. And that isn't what you want. You want more than that. You want more than that. And you know that if you keep in this space of this 3 of Swords, that you know, you're not going to get what you want. You're just going to end up keeping the same place. Adjustment reverse, which is Temperance and the Moon. You know this because, like, you know that your wish is not being fulfilled. You know that this is not what you want because you feel completely out of balance. So you intuitively know that there is something wrong. You know that there's an issue. So you know that something has to change. You know it. 10 of Pentacles. You have created like a good, stable, like, network, right? You've been able to create something that you can rely upon. And it's actually kept you in a really good sense of balance. A little bit familiar, but I think what would be really useful is this 7, you know, I think it's important to recognize like how much this previous cycle has taken out of you, because sometimes we think because we had it so cushy, or it was a good situation, and that we weren't entirely satisfied with it, that we will be able to burst with all new vigor into our new phase. But actually, you need a bit of rest, yeah, because you need to reassimilate what it is exactly that you want and how you're going to do it. Because this kind of like kind of wanting to jump from one pond into another, and that almost, it feels like you know, I don't know, I feel like there's a pressure that's being put on oneself that you'll be able to step into this place. And that's what's going on with these nights, because it kind of like makes me think that there's an idea where you think that you need to move forward. But actually you don't need to move as quickly. You know, take your time. Take your time. Because these 3 say to me that, you know, once in a blue moon, God, this sort of stuff never happens to me. I'm not capable of that. And I don't deserve that. That's what's going on here. This is the underlying stuff that's happening, and you need time. And that 7 of Wands is clarifying that. So what you need is to rest. Do something. Go away. Go on holiday. Do something. So, like, for example, if you get a redundancy or something, just go away and take a break and get out. Do something different. Just get away from it so that you can just have time to do nothing. Nothing. Because it's a mummy here. You're bound. Yeah, so no moving around, no doing things and a break. This is actually seriously where you can just relax your mind and not even think about things. It's a wonderful reset for the brain, and you need that in order to move forward. Because this is not what you're usually like. Like, you're not usually quite so jittery. You're usually really in control. Not even just in control, but you can manage yourself like really well. And just like pile 1, like you're not novices at this game. You know, you've got a certain level of expertise in managing yourself. And I think that, you know, this new stage is going to require something different, because you're going to do something different. You're doing something different. You're doing something that you probably have never done before. I don't know. The analogy that's coming to my mind is one of you're starting up your own business. So for example, you might be starting up a consultancy, and you've told some of your clients where you were previously with the corporate job, that you were branching out, and hopefully you think that they may be able to come on board with you so that you can actually get off to a flying start. But then there's also that thing of where they might not, and you might not think that you're good enough, and they can smell that on you. So then you start to get worried. So then there's this kind of like sense of being kind of consolidating yourself and being like, no, I've got this. I can do this. I've got it together. I know I've got all my ducks in a row, and I understand what's going on. And I can turn this adjustment around, and I can turn these two around, and also turn these two around, you know? Because blue moons do happen for me. And not only do I think this is like about like companionship of like others, but I also feel like you need to be a good companion to yourself. How are you a good companion to yourself? Be your own best friend. What would your best friend say to you within this situation? What would you say to someone who would be your best friend in this situation? What would you do? Would you tell them to go on and just go for the job and just do whatever they've got to do? Or would you tell them to like give some, I mean, that's a pretty loaded question, but like, would you, just maybe consider it. Maybe consider what you would say. You know, if you were advising a friend and they were feeling unsure and, lacking in self-esteem in their own abilities, would you tell them to jump into something else? Or would you tell them just to hang fire and just get a bit of rest? Because, it could be quite useful to do that. I'm feeling to, I haven't done these with all of the readings, so let me just do this with, I'm feeling to do it with you, so I'm going to do it. Okay, so we've got Scorpio, Mercury. Oh, where are you? Just found it. Yeah, Mercury. Good thing I said it out loud, otherwise I would have forgotten it. And 9th house, right. Wow. Okay. You just got to do it. You just got to just get out there. Take your rest. Yeah. Do whatever you need to do to reassimilate yourself, but then just get out there. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's the main thing. And have faith in yourself. Have faith. That's what I'm sensing here, because 9 is the house of entrepreneurship, of travels. I think it's really good if you do get away like completely. If you can just maybe take a week, even if it's like a couple of days, but just to get a reset, just to get something that's completely out and away. And then you might be able to, really just embrace what it is that you have. And then feel confident in sharing that with others. What should I go for next? Okay, right. Wow, dagger. Conflict and danger lie in wait. It's reversed. So I think there's a paranoia. And the fact that the moon is upright here, usually the moon would be reversed if that was the case. For me, in my reading, if in my interpretation. But it's reversed here. And the sword is upright. So, I don't know. Like, it means that you need to be clear with yourself. Don't worry too much about what other people are thinking, because it seems like the only person who's stopping you here is you. Wow. Ascendant Master Kuthumi and Mos Agate. I don't know who Kuthumi is. I'll have a look. But it's sacred ecosystem. So, before I do that, Mos Agate is about the connection to the earth. and being able to feel that you are nourished by the earth. So I would say probably, and it's interesting because as I look at the clock, it's almost 3:3. It's 3:31, but it almost 3:33. I would say that connecting with nature would be something that would be really useful for you, pile 2. Because connecting with nature, getting somewhere completely different, and being able to just embrace yourself into nature, it will really help you to reset. Okay. So this guy looks a bit like Jesus. And I think I remember seeing, actually, I mean, what I'm getting from here, just quickly like scanning it, I think it's to do with understanding the knowledge that you had. I think it's coming back to what we had here with this, that you've got some knowledge here, right? Don't think that you haven't. Like, I don't know, there's this sense of you not believing in yourself, pile 2, and believe in yourself because you're pretty, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You've got this. You really do. But there's just a lot of self-doubt here. And I'm telling you, no one can tell you that you can do these things. Even if you've got all of your friends cheering behind you. And they are. All of your guardians, your angels, your ancestors, all of your spirit team, they're all cheering for you. And they're saying, please, can you make sure that you take this up? Because we want you and we need you. And now it's 3:33. Like, they're really urging for you. Let me see what the book says. Oh my God, right, okay, so this is what it says in the book. So there was a story about a cracked pot that was like leaking water everywhere, and it was really sad because pots can converse with the people who are carrying them, of course. And the pot was really upset, so the water carrier spoke to the pot and it said, like, why are you so sad? And then the pot was like, you know, I don't do my job properly, I don't do what I'm doing, I'm not very good at what I do, blah, blah, blah. Really kind of feeling bad for itself. And then the water carrier said, so what do you see? And the pot said, I see flowers. And then the water carrier said, well, yeah, you see the flowers that have sprouted along the way of where you had dropped water. So these flowers have been born from what you did. So the whole thing is about where you feel that you are lacking is actually maybe a place of beauty and a space of beauty. The saying that comes to mind is the cracks are where the light comes in. You know, this is, which is by Rumi. It's that idea of really appreciating who you are totally to be able to embody what you're supposed to be. This is what it's about. So I think that this cycle is about you being able to step into your power and you really coming to understand that, because this is support that's coming here to give you like a support, to give you a hug, to help you. Okay. And then we've got 222, which is alignment. So we've got, you have been guided to the right place at the right moment, and all the elements within you are harmoniously attuned to align to your highest path. Trust that everything is unfolding to your highest and greatest good. Stay the course. You are exactly where you are meant to be. There you go. Pile 2, 222. There we are. Okay. And your last card is, I relax my mind and allow my soul to rejuvenate in a goddess bath at the end of a long day. So, and look, he's in, or this person's in space with a load of flowers, and yeah. So you need to disconnect. It's really important you disconnect. And I would highly advise that you go somewhere that is alien to you, like you don't know where you are. If that makes you anxious, then obviously don't do that. But I would suggest for you to do that, because that kind of ability, I mean, you know, just maybe book yourself a nice holiday where you feel that, you know, you'll feel safe and all right to be able to explore, but somewhere completely different that you've never been before. That will really help reset you so that you're ready to step into this new phase, because this new phase is waiting for you to step into it. 222, 22, 11, pile 2, number 8, number 4. And I think that's the only numbers that we have, really. I don't think this has got a number, no. So I think it's you just give yourself a chance to thrive, pile 2. That's what this is. Give a chance for yourself so that you can actually like feel, excuse me, confident in stepping into the cycle. Because this new cycle is really powerful, really, really powerful. The message here was more so that, you know, what you need to do in order to get into this new cycle. It wasn't specifically about the new cycle, so you may want to go to one of the other readings if you wish, or you can hit me up for a personal reading if you'd like to go deeper. But yeah, I think there's some great things that are heading your way, pile 2, and I'm really excited for you, really excited. My loves, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, thank you so much. If you haven't read the other reading or looked at the other reading, which is about what cycles are ending for you, that might also help here. But otherwise, my darlings, take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So we have got this Ulexite here. You chose this. Now this Ulexite stone is quite special. It's been with me for a long time. I chose it because it's this awesome like color, not color, shape. But what's really interesting is, can you see that it magnifies like everything that it kind of like, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, basically it magnifies what's underneath it. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it just like makes it magnified. So it means that things are coming onto like under a microscope in a way. You're starting to look at things a bit more closely and also pay more attention to things that you haven't paid attention to before. Things are coming under the microscope, and it's almost like you're starting to get like some kind of you're becoming more experienced in being able to focus in on certain things and being able to understand things in a particular way. You're becoming more open to synchronicities. You probably were already, but you're even going deeper into that. And you're just understanding things on a particular way. And also what I get from this, because this is a good stone for business, you're able to use the knowledge that you have currently in terms of your spiritual skills. You're able to transfer them over into the 3D and be able to use them in your day-to-day life. So this is what's happening, pile 3. Let's crack on with your reading. All of the cards were reversed, so that's interesting. Or these ones were. Prayer answered, and it's reversed. We've got a buffalo, we've got a bee, we've got a moon, and we've got different sets of hands. With it being reversed, the heart being reversed is almost like a sense of sorrow that has been kind of taken from. So I don't know. And it's also number 12. So I don't know. I think you might be looking at, interesting, we all had really divine numbers for all of the readings, so that's amazing. But I think that you may have taken on too much from the previous cycle. And what you're needing to do is kind of like let that go, so that you're able to see the clarity of the situation that you had previously, and be able to like take only what you need and not what you don't need. Does that make sense? I don't know if you can see how that is. It's amazing, isn't it? So, yeah, I think it's about you, because with the heart upside down, that always reminds me of the spades, and the spades are quite a dark kind of suit. So it's almost like you're still sitting with the sense of worry, and because the buffalo is quite heavy, you know, it's quite dense and heavy, really heavy animal. So there's this sense of like the weight, but I think there's this, you're needing to alleviate the weight before you step into this place, because you want to get into this space where you're able to, you know, be really, you know, it's really easy. You could, like, the way that this stone like just glides over the anything that it's like on is really cool, and that's what you want to do. That's what is waiting for you. That's what the next cycle is kind of wanting you to do. But this is the thing, when we think about the transition of moving into this new cycle, there's always these caveats that we need to be aware of, so that we can like move into this space with a lot more, what's the word? With ease and clarity, basically. Okay, so let's have a look at some of your other cards. Okay, interesting. So we've got lead. So I was talking about the heaviness. Where is the other cards that I want to do? Okay, and then we've got spring equinox. And then we've got Wolverine. Oh, actually, that one is supposed to be there, and that's number 5, and it says fierceness. And then we have confidence, solar plexus chakra, love it. Okay, and number 11, interesting, 11, 12. Wow, the divine numbers are out in force today. Right, so the timing of spring equinox may have been important for you. Now, either because obviously we are now in either the summer solstice or the winter solstice, depending on whereabouts you're watching. Where I am right now, we've just finished the winter solstice. So this is like the next quarter, actually, for us in the northern. In the southern hemisphere, you've got a little bit of a way to go. But what this is saying to me is that whatever comes at this time, there was either a lesson that was to be learned, and because if you're moving into a phase, if you're moving into a cycle, and because that's what this question is, it's about what you, yeah, I think more so what you learn. Like, it's going to be important. If this is like for you in the southern hemisphere, it's going to be about what you learn at that time of the spring equinox, because that's going to come into place, or you're going to understand it even more so when the next spring equinox comes. And for those in the northern hemisphere, the spring equinox is going to bring something it's just basically going to alleviate everything, because you've got a lot of lead here, you've got a lot of weight here, the heaviness of Saturn and that weight, and it's number 20 as well. So there's just a lot of heaviness, and I think you're carrying on a lot of burdens that you don't need to. Wolverine, and then we've got this fierceness. I think you've had to fight a lot for what you have. And I feel like you just don't want to fight anymore. You're done with it. You're done with the fight. And I'm not talking about a physical fight. I'm talking about just fighting. And I don't know. I mean, like, it might have been really useful for you to do that fight and to fight in that way, so that you can grow this solar plexus chakra, because these oranges, and then you've got the fire and all of that. So there was something that really helped you to kind of elevate yourself in some kind of way. But I don't know, something transformed into lead, and it's kind of just gone, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weighed you down. So I think that the clarity that's going to be provided by this Ulexite is going to help you to really see what you need, as opposed to like take on other things that you don't. Let's see what your tarot has to say. What is this new cycle that path 3 is embarking on? What new cycles are coming into pile 3's life? Let's have a little look. Lead is also the base metal of what, like, you know, it was usually like lead into gold. That was the aim of the Philosopher's Stone, or the aim of any alchemical process. So I don't know if you think that you're starting at the beginning. You might think that, oh God, here we go again. I just haven't really got anywhere. I'm just here doing the same thing. I don't know. I just get this sunk feeling. That's way too many. But are those the ones that you want me to take? All right. So we've got the Queen of Swords reversed. We got the Three of Swords. We got the Page of Swords reversed. We have the Lovers reversed. We have Judgment. Good. We have Justice. Very good. Okay, right. So, I mean, I'm hearing a funny noise. Sorry. Pile 3. It's like, what is that noise? I think you've been quite hard on yourself. I think there has been some kind of person thing. Sorry, pile 3, there was some like weird noises going on. So somebody has, I think, in a way, you may have thought that you'd gotten over this kind of person, or these kind of people weren't going to enter into your life because you felt like you dealt with these kinds of personalities, and then something has come out the blue and it's just kind of like, it's kind of made you think, oh God, I have to deal with this again. Yeah, I think so. And it's something that kind of triggers you. I don't know, it reminds me of like a friend. So maybe you struck up a friendship with someone and you kind of thought that you would be good friends, and then it just didn't work out, and they reminded you of like some kind of stuff about yourself that made you feel that you weren't, you know, am I going to get it right? Is it ever going to turn out okay for me? And you really weren't able to be vocal. I mean, actually, no, the other way around. You actually might have ended up being quite vocal about your feelings and being honest with your feelings, and then it kind of broke up the relationship. And also, there's also a sense of like, you know, kind of a disconnect with yourself. It could be, right? This is what I'm seeing. It could be that you know, yeah, you were friends with someone. You kind of had the faith that this was going to be a productive, beautiful relationship. It could be platonic, it could be, I'm seeing friendship, but I mean, because the scenario I've got in my head is like two friends, and they're kindred spirits. They start off something beautiful, but then it turns out that one of them is actually not really all they're cracked up to be, and they're actually quite manipulative and deceiving, and they actually are really only interested in their own thing. And then you've got the Three of Swords, which is just this devastation, because you may have thought that this person was actually not that at all. You might have thought, wow, I really thought different things about this person. And then you tried to confront them about it. You tried to actually like say something and be communicative with them. But in the end, you've had to cut them off. And then with the Lovers, it's kind of caused a little bit of a discontent within you. You know, you're kind of starting to question yourself. But what's actually happened is that this is completely the right thing to do. You have totally answered the call about yourself in terms of evolving for yourself. And this is absolutely the right thing that had to happen. And it was there to happen for you to understand and learn a lesson about everything. That's really clear, really. It's a very clear reading, pile 3. Usually you're the most ambiguous, but I think you and pile 1 swapped over. It's really clear. As clear as that lead. I want some more. I'm curious. Let's have a look at some more. Oh man, I hate when they come out like that, because, like, you know. Okay, so we've got the Warrior of Air, and it's that way again. Warrior of Air is, no, that's the Page of Swords. Warrior of Air. Yeah, you were kind of back and forth with this. So, like, I think that what happened was that, you know, when you tried to approach this person, they didn't really respond to you in a way that you could really, you know, you couldn't really be yourself. Like, if you wanted to approach them about something, like, you know, like when you've got friends and you try to talk to them about something, and if they're good friends, then they'll have a decent conversation with you, and then you can feel okay that you both felt heard within it, and that's a good relationship, right? This wasn't possible with this person. You had to, like, there's a bit of walking on eggshells here. Three of Swords, the Devil, right, of course. It was an addictive relationship. Whatever happened here, it was, you know, there was a sense of control that was put upon you. Now, I don't know if it could have been you, but I don't see that. I think this is the other person. I'm seeing you as these, really, because judgment is upright, justice is upright. So the call has been answered. So that means that you have recognized that this was really toxic, or that this was not the situation for you. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel a bullseye here with this one. It's you know when you get a bad feeling about, or like when you have to do something that isn't pleasant, your heart feels like lead, right? That's what's going on here. It's like a shoulda, woulda, coulda vibe. It's like, oh, I you know, I really wish things could have turned out differently, but they didn't, and that makes me really sad. But that is life, and it's just the way it is. That was said in such a Capricorn like moon way. But when I mean that, what I mean by that is that there's so much better for you, Pile 3, you know? You are so much more worthy of something so much more. This person did not deserve you. They did not deserve your energy. They did not deserve who you were. And they made you feel like poo. They made you feel awful. Look, the lead and the Three of Swords. They made you feel awful. They didn't uplift you. I mean, I don't know, this could be a romantic relationship. It could be, very much. Like, it could have been a romantic relationship where, you know, you believed that this person was the one. And it kind of really lifted you up. And then you realised that they weren't that. I'm really sorry, Pile 3. Look at that. I told you. I saw like a bullseye. And look at what's going on here. Page of Swords, Ace of Swords. And this particular Ace of Swords, the clarity is just so clear. So clear. The Lovers clarified by the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this is a lesson. For sure. It's a lesson. It's a lesson in you basically establishing your sense of determination and understanding who you are, what your boundaries are. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. This is about boundaries. Oh my God. I'm feeling really passionate about this. This is crazy. But yeah, it's for you to like establish this sense of like confidence in yourself, because this Queen of Wands was just something else. The Sun reversed. And then we've got the Apprentice of Fire, which is the Page of Wands. The learning is real. It's really there. It's real. Like, it's a tough lesson, basically, that you've had to go through. A really tough lesson. But you definitely have some kind of reward here. It's a bittersweet one, for sure. For sure. But you know that you'll get up again and you'll be able to to get over it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like I think you might be, you're in the transition anyway, so you might have been getting over it. Like it's almost like you intellectually understand things, because this is what happens. Like I don't know about you, but with me, I understand things intellectually, and it's like, yeah, of course this has happened. Well, this tragedy has happened. This thing has occurred. But then my emotions catch up with me, and it takes like quite a while to process, you know. So that's the thing that I'm getting. Pile 3. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. I didn't do this for pile 1 because I don't think that they needed it, but pile 2 got it, and you did too. So you're lucky. Let's see. No, I'm gonna do that again. I'll do them each. It's being naughty. Right, we got the 5th house. Gemini. So 5th house Gemini. So that's yeah, 5th house Gemini and Pluto. That's funny because Pluto came up last time just now when I did that. So this is making you reevaluate who it is in terms of your boundaries that you really let in socially. Like, who is it that has access to your intellectual property, but in a way that really addresses your home? Like, you know, who is it? Who are the friends that you keep close to? Because I don't know, this may be some patterning that's happened previously that's caused you to kind of like go into this space where you accept this kind of behavior from people. And now you're like, no. I have to do something else because I don't want this lead. I don't want it. I want it to be gold, thank you. I want gold to come out. And look, you've got the Judgment there with this box thing that looks like it's rising, and then you've got the sun. Bar is reversed, but still there is this sense of like rising because you've got the Apprentice of Fire here, and you've got the 7 of Wands. So these two these cards are telling me that there's a rising, there's a fire being stoked, and it's like, right, okay, let's melt this lead and like make it into something. And there's something, and the first thing I kind of got like with this card was like sorrow being transmuted into gold. So there's something about that as well happening. And this fire from the confidence, honestly, if you're angry about something, like this will help. I think that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like the agitation and the anger and the frustration that may be from this situation, that you went through this situation, because it feels like, oh, God, I went through this again. How could I be so annoyed with how could I be so silly that I just trusted this person and I did this thing? That's what I'm getting from this reading. Anyway, let's have a look at your other cards. Yes, this one. All of these came out reversed as well. The Wyvern, your secrets are safe. It's reversed. I think that you weren't able to trust this person. Like if you have told this person anything about yourself, I don't think that you will be safe with them. Like just be aware that there may be some backlash coming, but it's okay because it's part of it. And I think that you're kind of prepared for that. And it's all right. It's all right. You're going to be all right, but just be prepared, because don't think that there's a sense of safety within this situation. I think that's what the lead is about. Because when we don't feel very safe, we feel heavy, we feel scared, we feel scared. I mean, the anxiety, but it can also feel like lead, right? It can feel that, you know, we've got this heaviness in our body that we're just, you know, we have to deal with this and we don't have this security. So this is the sensation that's going on. But I think, you know, it's being like, you've got the confidence and the Wolverine here. I mean, the Wolverine is a really ferocious animal. I would not like to be in a room with a Wolverine. So that's the energy you're giving. And no wonder it's going to provoke that. But I mean, you've also got this Wyvern, which is this, you know, mythological creature. So I've just got a feeling that this person just thought you didn't have it in you to be able to stand up for yourself. And then you start to stand up for yourself, and then it's like, oh, okay, then let me like lash out as well. And then you're like, whatever, do your worst. I don't care, because I'm a Wolverine. Okay. So we've got descending power. Wow. Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zincite. I'm just going to look that up quickly for you, my darlings. So pile 3. Zincite is a really interesting stone. It's one that actually connects you to the higher chakras, but tells you to put more attention into the lower chakras. And then we've also got Lao Tzu, which is the author of the Tao. So that kind of says to me that there is something about you understanding the space of what is going on right now, being within the present moment, allowing yourself to really be enriched by the lessons and by the things that you know already, and now having the power and the ability to be able to bring it down into manifestation rather than working so much with the upper chakras, because that's what kind of comes from here. It's like when we feel like we understand spiritual knowledge and we've got that kind of knowing, which is really interesting because I think that kind of came across with pile 2 as well. But it's that thing where, you know, we understand like quite a lot, but then actually, you know, there's still some groundedness that we have to do. And this is probably why the buffalo is up in the air, because it's not grounded and not actually on the ground where it should be. Another thing I got as well while I was reading up about that was the idea, it said about manifestation, being able to bring things into manifestation. Now, I don't know if you've got issues with that. It doesn't look like that, but if you do, you know, there's this kind of sense of you being quite spiritually adept, but you being able to bring it down into manifestation. And then what happens is then, you know, it either manifests as this lead, which is something quite heavy in terms of a density. So meaning things may not come out the way that you want them to. They may be quite like, you know, laborious. You may be doing things that you don't want to do, or you may be thinking, God, you know, I didn't think I'd be doing this. It's all about like understanding what the medicine is of the moment to be able to learn from it. I think, you know, and also because the 3 of Swords was here, I think that also understanding like what certain events, like how they affect you and what they do to you in order to really enrich you, because in order to like help you learn. Oh, hang on a minute, that was Pluto, wasn't it? Yeah, because with Pluto, it's almost like a life lesson. It's the karma. So this may have been a karmic thing that this happened for you to kind of understand and be like, okay, fine, that's it. Because your clarity is really clear. Your clarity is very, you know, it's on point. You've got this clarity. You're not afraid to fight for your happiness, but it's almost like you wish you didn't have to. Don't know if that makes sense. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I know it. If I laugh, by the way, in these readings, is because I understand it. I have first-hand experience of it. I know it all too well. So yeah, that's why I laugh. But I'm not mocking or anyway. It's more of a empathizing. Yeah. Okay, right, we've got 2020. Wow, infinite potential. So we've got your soul holds infinite potential waiting to be discovered and brought forth into the world. There you go. This whole thing of like being able to bring down the spiritual into the material. The seemingly impossible but a fleeting thought, a mere illusion in the face of your true power. Embrace the boundless essence of your being and allow yourself to soar beyond the confines of your limited perceptions. And she looks pretty sweet there. So yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good thing to think about. 2020 as well. So something might have happened around 2020 that maybe you were in a state of mind. I know it was a difficult year for everyone, but there may have been something from that year that you might have got in terms of a lesson or something to do with that number, you know. Okay, right, and then we've got your last card. When I see angel numbers, I'm laughing because we're referring to angel numbers. When I see angel numbers like 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, I'm reminded that I am protected and guided by those on the earth plane and higher. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Keep an eye out for certain things that will help you to move beyond a space of where you're feeling that you're alone or that you're feeling weighed down by things. Remember your power. Remember your knowledge that you have, acquired in previous times. Look at things more closely. Look at things more clearly. I strive to look at, for the truth in a situation, as opposed to just seeing what is there. There's always something hidden in the subtext or the kind of underlying nature of the event or whatever has happened. So your next cycle that you are going into, pile 3, is one of power and clarity and being able to be around people that really help you to thrive rather than survive. Pile 3, I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, I hope you have a wonderful day, morning, evening, night. If you haven't watched the other video about your cycles ending, please do. It's linked in the description box below. It will probably, give you some insight into this, only if you're drawn to, obviously. But otherwise, have a beautiful, beautiful day. If I don't speak to you before then, happy holidays. This probably will be the last video that I put out before the holidays. I'll probably do one before New Year, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Lots of love. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye.